I had very real, tangible reasons for walking away and disagreeing with him. And it all started right after a call of security.
Yep.
When I was going to go to school, and he pulled me in and said, the kids are moving to Amritsar, and I need somebody who can go over there and take care of these kids. You know India, you know the program, you know these kids, you can do this. And of course, he promised me a whole lot of things he didn't deliver. But again, he knows me. I mean, once I got there and, it was about taking care of these kids, then it wasn't about me. You know what I mean? I would make it work because I cared about these kids, because, whatever anybody wants to say, I'm a good person, then I care. So I got there and it was horrendous. We had 100 kids living in a house.
Wow.
I had 50 boys downstairs and roughly 50 girls upstairs. And I had 3 bathrooms for 50 boys. And they had just come from a pretty crappy school and a pretty crappy situation. And the academics, the school they were going to was a joke. The living conditions were subpar for sure. And one thing I knew was that tired kids create less problems. So, and I had a lot of compassion for these kids. I really did. But some things happened. The first time one of the boys got out of line in any sort of semi-serious way, my first reaction was to hit him, crush him, smash him. And I immediately checked myself and thought, that's a really bizarre reaction. It's a very bizarre thought to have. Why would you do that to a kid? Like, that's not okay. The kid never saw it. I never did anything. I checked myself. It was like thought popped in my head and then went, that's not cool. Like scared myself. Like, whoa, where did that come from? Mm-hmm. Like, why would you do that? That's what I knew.
That's right.
I was just falling back on what I knew. So I wouldn't do that. And I didn't do that. However, I got very creative. There were a lot of push-ups, a lot of laps, a lot of standing at attention. And I used the group to control it, the individuals that were difficult. You want to be late all the time, you don't want to clean your room, then the entire school is going to stand at attention in the sun until you're done cleaning your room.
Mm.
You only do that a few times because you don't want all those senior boys coming down on you because you can't get your shit together. Mm. And I did some creative things that I thought were funny that were probably crossing the line. I had one young lady who was consistently late and difficult and threw attitude. And so when she showed up at formation late, I was like, you come stand up here next to me. And I gave her a mango popsicle and sat her down in the chair and made sure she was comfortable while everyone did push-ups until she was done eating it. And I was like, no, slow down. You enjoy that popsicle. Slow down. We're all fine waiting on you. Was that nice? Probably not. But you know what? Nobody was there to help me. And I didn't want to hit these kids.
I also want to point out that it's masterful public shaming and using a group to create that. And that didn't come out of you. We got grown up in watching that. And then Yogi Bhajan was masterful at that. And then disseminating that through leadership power dynamics.
I mean, it's not just him.
No, but it was a culture that we grew up in.
I learned that from the military. I learned that from, here, you eat a jelly donut while the rest of your unit does push-ups and PTs till they puke.
You did.
Yeah. So
what I want to say is I don't think there's anything that happens in our community that's not actually happening in other power dynamics in the world. Yeah. And I've heard people say this, so let's just say this out loud. We're talking about our community.
Yes, we are.
That's what I mean when I say that.
Yes.
But yes, I mean, we're like this microcosm of the same thing happening on a political level or, all these other levels in our world outside of our community.
But what also happened at this school is I didn't have enough food for the kids.
Mm.
The kids had to wash their own clothes for the first year we were there, even little kids, because I had no money for laundry service. I had, and meanwhile, the searching sub is calling me regularly, wanting me to run political errands and get things done for him and do this and do that. And I'm saying, I need these things. And he says, yeah, I'm going to get them for you. And I'm like, hey, that thing you want me to do, I need this to do that. And he's calling me up saying, did you do it? And I said, no, because you're supposed to give me this, or I'm waiting on this. And what about this? And he never had it. And he had excuses every time. Mm. And it slowly started to dawn on me, like, if my word is supposed to be ironclad, isn't your word even more important? Like, I'm really big on leadership structures. And if you are going to take the perks of being in charge, you also get all of the responsibility, and you are held to a higher standard. Yes. That's just how it works. If you have any honor at all, that's how it's supposed to work. So I started getting disillusioned, saying, look, I need 50 cents a day for these, per kid to eat. Why do I not have enough food? And I'm starting to challenge him very directly, but always politely. Just very firm, saying, well, sir, I said I would do that, but, I'm waiting on this, and you told me you were going to give me that. And so I was there for 2 years. I ran that school for 2 years.
What years were these?
They all start to blur. I think it was, well, I could do the math. I mean, it was 25 years ago. I was 25 and 26. I used to do a thing. I don't know why I did this, but if it was your birthday, we all did push-ups for the number of years of your birthday. And so when it was my birthday in front of the school, we all did 26 push-ups. But I did them too. I got those kids up every morning, and I led sadhana every morning, and then we did PT, and I led that every morning. Then we did room inspection. I mean, but I also tried to be really nice about it, and we traveled every weekend, and I tried to give them you're going to work hard, and I'm going to demand a lot from you, and I'm going to give you as much good stuff as I can. I'm going to give you that free time, and we're going to travel, and we're going to go do things, and I tried to be very fair. I tried to be, I remember we did sadhana 6 days a week. And I remember we came back from a trip one weekend, and we had 6th of the month, and we had to get to the Akal Tucket for the program. And the kids had some ungodly number of minutes to get it done, to get on the bus so we weren't late. And it was a big push. We'd been traveling for a couple of days, and they get on the bus, and everybody's on time. We leave, and I said, awesome, we're sleeping in tomorrow. And then the bus erupted, and they were so happy. But it was I tried to also be nice, but I was trying to take care of 100 kids. Wow. And I didn't have any help and no plan, and no one ever called and said, how's it going? Is everything okay? Do you need anything? Not true. A couple of parents would ask me when they'd come over, but nobody in any authority, nobody who had anything to say.